One morning, Pharaoh woke up looking so worried his adviser knelt before him and asked, "What is wrong, Your Majesty?" "I had strange dreams," said Pharaoh. "I'm sure they mean something. Call my magicians to interpret them." Pharaoh told them his dreams. 7 fat cows came out of the river Nile. Then 7 thin cows. They ate up the fat cows, but didn't get fat themselves. In the second dream, 7 plump ears of corn sprouted on one stalk. Afterwards, 7 rotted ears grew. They swallowed up the healthy ones, but they didn't get any bigger themselves. What can it mean? What is happening?
What is happening?
The magicians shook their heads. They had no idea. Suddenly, Pharaoh's cupbearer cried out, "Oh no, I forgot all about Joseph. When I was in prison, there was another prisoner who could interpret anyone's dreams, and they all came true. I'm so sorry I didn't tell you about Joseph before." Pharaoh ordered his adviser to bring Joseph. "Can you tell me what this means?" he asked. Joseph replied, "I can't interpret dreams, but God can." The 2 dreams have the same meaning. There will be a bumper harvest for the next 7 years. Then there will be a famine for 7 years. Nothing will grow. It will be as if the good years never happened. To stop your people from dying of hunger, you must store the extra harvest in the good years. Then there will be food during the bad years." Pharaoh said, "You're the wisest person I know. I'm putting you in charge." Pharaoh took off his ring and gave it to Joseph. This, together with a fine robe and a gold chain, showed that Joseph was Prime Minister and everyone must obey him. What is happening?
What is happening?
It was just like the dream that Joseph had when he was young. Sure enough, harvests were really good for the next 7 years. Back in Canaan, Joseph's father, Jacob, and all his family ate well and grew rich. But when the famine dragged on, they were hungry. Jacob heard that there was food in Egypt, so he sent his 10 older sons to buy some. Joseph recognized his brothers immediately, but they didn't recognize him. Joseph needed to know whether they had changed. He pretended not to speak their language and told an interpreter to accuse them of being spies. "No," cried his brothers, "we are all sons of one man. There were 12 of us." The youngest stayed with our father, and one is no more." "Prove that is true," said Joseph. "One of you go home and bring the youngest one here." "That would break our father's heart," they cried. Reuben whispered, "I told you not to hurt Joseph. Now we're being punished for it." And they all shook their heads sadly. Joseph understood what they were saying. He turned away and wept. Then he said, "One of you must stay here. The rest of you can take the food you have brought to your father, but do not come back without Benjamin." Simeon was taken away. What is happening?
What is happening?
But the other brothers went back to Canaan with lots of food for Jacob's family to eat.
Hooray! And again.